Hey guys, what's going on? It's Russell again. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button because I do tons of different stock alert service reviews. I look at option services and longer term investment services as well. I basically go through them all, I try them out, I take some of the trades and then I review them for you guys so you don't get scammed. So today I want to talk about something that's a little different. So I recently did a poll in my Facebook group to see just how many people are actually profitable traders. And I wanted to focus on day trading because everybody that started trading hears this idea that only 95% of traders, only 5% of traders make any money, and it's not even very much money. And this whole thing that 95% of traders fail. And I've been trading for about 8 to 10 years, and I've always doubted this sort of statistic. It just seems like it's too high. And that's including like all these people that just kind of quit without really giving it a go and things. I believe it, but there's actually not as many studies around on the American stock exchange that you would expect to really have this number hold up. So I've been struggling to find any academic papers, and maybe you guys have some that you could put in the comments below, that actually back up this 95% of all traders fail. And I feel like it might be a bit like small business, where they say like all small businesses fail within 1 to 3 years and all this kind of stuff. And it really depends on how you determine what failure is, right? A lot of businesses make some money and then they just, close down for whatever reason. But does that really mean they failed? Not really. They made money. It doesn't all, it's kind of hard. There's always there's lies, damn lies, and then there's statistics, right? So it's hard to really take a lot from these numbers that you see online and even in research papers. So anyways, looking at this article, TradeSci.com. So they're saying this idea, but no research paper exists that actually proves the number right, that 95% of all traders fail. And their point here is actually they think it's worse than that. They think it's like 98 or 99% of traders. So they give this cool looking triangle here where they say all traders start with a dream to get rich. 40% of trade only. So 40% trade only for 1 month. And it basically goes down to say 1% of all traders, but really, like if somebody trades for 1 month, like you really think they can be included in the statistic? Because like they're not really giving it a real go, right? Does it include things like people that blow up one account and then come back 2 years later and blow up another account, and then 3 years later they finally know what they're doing and actually make some money? Does that include, is that included in the math? Like it's not a simple problem. And a lot of people have tried to address this, usually just from their own biased experiences. So people like David Jaffe, for example, have tried day trading. I've nothing against Jaffe. I really like the guy. My point is, though, that he tried day trading and failed and went to option selling, and it makes a ton of money doing that now. So he is completely convinced that day trading is a scam. So he's just one example. So I thought what I'd do is I'd actually just ask my Facebook group, which has thousands of members in it, to see if we could actually come up with a statistic for that group. And this is the Facebook group poll that I did. It was only a few days ago, so July 21st. So it's not had much time for people to vote, but we've had about 50 people voting, 52. So here are the results. Are you a profitable day trader? Please also indicate how long you've been trading for. Thanks. So the top answer was yes with 27 votes, and then no with 22 votes. And then of course I put this as a kind of a joke, because there's always usually people that sell options, they claim that day trading is a scam. So these are these guys here. So this is a far cry from this 98% of traders lose money. In fact, the majority of traders, 54% roughly, make money in this group day trading. Of course, this is self-reported. It's not the same as going into their brokerage's accounts, like a couple of research studies have done. But really, there's not much incentive to lie here. Like I know some of these guys, I know they make money. Like I know Marion, I know Malcolm, and these guys are genuine, honest traders. So I have no real reason to think that these guys are lying. So here are some of the answers. A lot of times people have just been trading a few months, so it's hard to say, okay, well, maybe you'll get lucky for a few months and then blow up your account a million times over. This guy looks like started January 2020, so probably at the pandemic, lost 20% the year and then up like 380%, mostly through day trading. That's pretty crazy. Let's have a look. Let's have a look down here. Yeah, so Marian's profitable, I know that for sure. She's a mod in Sidekick Traders, and she alerts her stuff and puts screenshots and everything. It's very clear that she's a legit trader, so I don't do that at all. Yeah, so 20 years being profitable, the last 15. So this is kind of my point. If all these people are quitting after 1 month, should they really be included in this statistic? Because, you know, it takes years sometimes. It took Marion, who's really talented, 9 months. It's taken Brian, it took him 20 years, well, 15 years, but so there was 5 years in between, right, that he wasn't making any money. So, yeah, that's kind of the idea here, is that I suspect that this number of a few percent is actually misleading, and that a lot more people make more money than a lot of people think. Let's have a look at this last one thing. So David Jaffe and a few others often point towards this research paper that was done by these guys, and that came to the conclusion that most day traders lose money. So this is a heavy going article, and you know, I have a background in writing research paper in physics, so for me though, even the statistics in here gets really dry working through it. The bottom line is they found that looking at the brokerage accounts of people that are trading on the Taiwan stock market overall lost money, and it was the statistic of a few percent was actually right. Let's have a look if we can find the actual number. Average year, 15% able to profit. So they actually found, but only 15% of the population is able to profit after a reasonable accounting for trading costs. So even that's not that bad, right? But this was the Taiwan Stock Exchange, and that's not the US Stock Exchange, right? So it could be completely different in the States. It's a different culture, it's a different stocks, it's a whole different world. So I'm not sure if we can rely just on one paper to say that everything's a scam. So anyway, I think that's all I wanted to say. Wanted just to point out that the numbers we're getting in the Facebook poll are pretty much completely the opposite of what the general myth that only a few percent of day traders make money. And I think I finally just want to say that if you follow like the top few percent that make money, if that's even true, if there's only a few percent that make money, if you can replicate their trades exactly, then you have almost 100% chance of making money trading, right? That's where some of these stock alert services come in. If you were able to copy Warren Buffett exactly, you would have a 100% chance of making money and not being a losing investor. And the same goes for day trading and for swing trading as well. So anyway, I hope that's useful. Hope it's given you something to think about, and I'll catch up with you in the next video. Cheers.